Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here, and this time reviewing on Simpsons Comics issue number 13. Now, as you know, Bongo Comics was a comic company designed by Matt Groening to basically be more kid-friendly comics, which they did Futurama, The Simpsons, and so many other stories. So the cover has Millhouse and Bart showing their giant pens and skills and waving to the audience. And it starts off how at Springfield School, Principal Skinner's and Edna go and see what's going on. Well, Martin says, "Hurry, Principal Skinner's! One of my classmates is in trouble!" Oh, what now? If it isn't Simpson, I'm going to be very disappointed. And so, Principal Skinner's breaks off the fight and stops Nelson and that from fighting. He basically says, "Groundskeeper Willie, it's about time, Skinner. Another minute and me noggin would have been splattered all over the tartar." And so he points out about the comic book and that, and how it's meant to be this kind of popular thing. And Principal Skinner has a look and says, "And who's sensible for this photocopied waste of wood plop?" And so he mainly figures out that Bart and Millhouse are selling these comics, takes the money from them, and has them suspended from school. Meanwhile, that night, Homer's like, "Don't, berries! I could have sworn I just changed these last week." And he has a flashback to 1972 when he did change them. Now, keep in mind that Homer was a teenager in the 70s. I guess this means he either had a 70s phase party or something. And Marge gets the popcorn in that and says, "Hurry, honey, switch the channel. Our favorite consumer investigator is about to uncover another Springfield business scam." And so you've got the guy, Dave Shutton, saying, "Good evening, folks. I'm Dave Shutting on tonight. Eye for an eye." And so just as Bart's about to get away, Marge mainly confronts him and that he wants to go to Comic-Con, but Marge says, "And now what's so great about a bunch of make-believe heroes anyway? Your father is the best hero a boy could have." And you got Homer going, popcorn grease. And so Marge mainly sends Bart up to his room. Bart mainly has a look at the clock and knows he still can make it to Comic-Con. And just as his good angel and bad devil talk to him, Bart takes the bad devil side and talks with Millhouse about heading there. They basically make it to the Comic Expo, and as soon as they manage to get in, they see a lot of people like buying stuff and that. One guy wanting a Mothra Kaiju figure, McBain signing and shaking hands with people, an old guy who was the stunt double for Radioactive Man thing saying, "Yes, sir, those were the days. This shit was like an orgy. Wanna see my scars?" And so they get free stuff and that. And they go to one comic book guys who they want to show their idea to, known as Lenny and Joe, but they pass off the idea. And after this, Bart and Millhouse just give up. And they see that the idea for their show, for their comic book, The Oyster, had just made big bucks. And Comic Book Guy points out that it's a kind of popular thing. So Bart and Millhouse go and confront the guys for stealing their idea. And just as then security comes in, take Bart and Millhouse away. They even try and go to Lionel Hutz, but Lionel Hutz points out that he doesn't believe their story and kicks them out. So, due to the fact that Bart and Millhouse's ideas were stolen, the creators had no real original ideas, and Comic Book Guy says that the project failed, and basically everyone's throwing away their comic books, and even that he can't give them away. So just then, it's one of the guys, Lenny, saying, "Hey boys, remember me? I work for Buffo Comics." "You, Lenny, you stole our idea." And so he points out that Mr. Burns owns the comic book company, and that if they don't sign it, then Homer loses his job. So Lisa points out that, she's amazed that he came up with this idea. So Bart has an idea about sending the message. And you've got Arnie saying, "Good morning, consumers, research and everything juicy today's mailbag." And so he has a look at one of the comic books, which his kids read. And after reading it, he's like, "Holy cow! You people better take a look at this. Give me a camera crew, pronto." And so we see Bart and Millhouse being worked as slaves. Yeah, Dreamwave in a nutshell. And you got the guy saying, "That's the spirit, Simpson. Just a few more drawings, and then a few hundred more after that." But just then Arnold shows up, and basically after this, they get arrested for what they did. And after this, Mr. Burns, weeks later, says that Homer has to go to his next job, which is basically working at Buffo Comics. And he's like, "My boss is probably some nasty stick in the mud. Sir, it's Homer. May I come in?" "Boy! Homer!" And so he points out that since now he owns the company, and that Burns basically and him struck a deal. And Homer's like, "Bart, you're the best son or boss a man could ever have." "That's Mr. Bart to you, doll." And yeah, this is the story. So I think it's interesting that Bart becomes rich and famous. I think I could definitely see this as an episode. So it definitely shows that you can put a creative idea, but don't let other people take it. So it deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.